Here it comes from the Theodore Tugboat Studio in Halifax, Nova Scotia. It's The Right Price. Megan Reddy, come on down. Lauren Westlick, come on down. Eleanor Furlbeck, come on down. Brendan Lamb, come on down. You are the first four contestants on The Right Price. And here's your host, Drew Gary.
Thank you. Welcome to the show. Hey, how are you? Okay, good luck to the first four contestants today. Let's see the first item up for bid on The Right Price.
All right, Drew. We're going to kick things off with a mid-century single-family home in downtown Dartmouth. This home was built in 1959 with Cape Breton's finest lumber and had renovations to the kitchen and back patio completed in 2019. And to top it off, it comes already equipped with a snow shovel and a 100-pack of Orange Pekoe tea.
Thank you very much. So the asking price for this beautiful downtown Dartmouth home is $275,000. But today, we're looking for the contestant that can guess closest to the final sale price without going over. Megan, want to start? What do you say?
$280,000.
280, good luck. 280, Lauren.
$310.
310, good luck, Eleanor.
$295.
295, Brendan.
$355.
Wow.
All right, and the final sale price for that beautiful downtown Dartmouth home was $375,000. Just 100 large over asking. Brendan, that means you, buddy. Come on up here.
Yes! Woo!
Wait, actually? $100,000 over asking?
Correct.
Are you serious?
Seriously serious.
But how?
The question, Eleanor, isn't how, but how about time for a word from our sponsors?
I'm okay with this.
All right, Brendan, that's the spirit. Thanks to our contestants. There's more of The Right Price coming up right after this. Man, tough crowd. 100,000 over asking? Eleanor was right. How does that happen? You know, I wouldn't say this in the studio, but prices just aren't what they used to be. We keep doing these episodes and it seems like housing is selling for more and more over the asking price every time. Sometimes I just wish things were simpler, that housing had a standard price, like a PlayStation 5. At least we can say that it has a price. And what does right price even mean? If there's a right price, can there be a wrong price? I don't know if the price of that house is right, but I do know a thing or two about how that price came to be. But I wonder if we have time to unpack that. They only give me 10 minutes for my break, if you can believe that. Okay, let's do it.
When a house sells, like the lovely Dartmouth home did for $375,000, the price that it sells for is built up from a number of different factors. We can divide these factors into two groups, which we're going to call the cost to build the home and market influences. Starting with the cost to build, let's imagine we're building our own home in a similar location in Dartmouth. I've picked this nice empty lot close to downtown Dartmouth, listed at a cool $250K for 4,000 square feet of green grass potential. Now that we've bought our land, we're gonna need to get some permits from HRM before we can build anything on it. Our lot is zoned downtown neighborhood in the Downtown Dartmouth Land Use Bylaw. Under this bylaw, we're allowed to build to a maximum of 40% of the lot area, which means we could have a building footprint of up to 1,600 square feet. But don't you think that's a little big for us? Let's make our footprint 1,100 square feet instead. To match the character of the neighborhood and set us up for some good living, we'll want to build a 2-story house with a finished basement. With 1,100 square feet for floors 1 and 2, and 800 square feet for the finished basement, we've got a total of 3,000 square feet of livable space. Now looking at the rate chart for the HRM's permits, we'll need to pay $660 for above ground building fees, $80 for below grade building fees, $50 in plumbing fees, $200 in development fees, $50 in development permit fees, a $248.29 solid waste charge fee, add a nice round $1,000 for overages, and we're budgeting a grand total of $8,156.97 for permits. Next, we'll need an architect to design our home and an engineer to approve it. That's gonna be another $8,000 to our cost right there. Now that we've got our land, permits, and design, we're gonna wanna get cracking. As in life, we start with our foundation. Then, to build a stick frame house, we're gonna need some, you guessed it, sticks. But not those kind of sticks. We need something with a little more oomph. Yeah, much better. And to make a body out of this skeleton, we're gonna need shingles, lighting, windows, painting, appliances, stairs, cabinets and countertops, siding, gutters, HVAC, electrical, plumbing, and landscaping. If we have all our geese in a row, it should take us about 7 months to build our home. 1 month for permitting and 6 months for construction. After all, if you're gonna build your own home, you wanna do it right?
Okay, so carry the one, account for those buffers, and the total cost to build the house would be about $696,000, like 156 and like 97 cents. But that's just the cost to build the house. If we factor in the cost of the land, we're looking at about $946,000. And still, this isn't the price that it would necessarily sell for. This brings us back to Eleanor's question about how does a place sell for 100K over asking? And it's because the cost to build it and the price it sells for are not the same. And this tells us that the final sale price is made up by more than just the cost of the house itself.
Every cost that went into building our house was at some point determined by market forces. Remember when we paid that $250K for our lot, which at the time was just a patch of grass? That cost was an outcome of a dynamic process of supply and demand. We didn't just pay for land. We paid for land in a place that other people also want to live. The price we paid reflects the willingness and desire of others to own that plot of land. Because desirable land like this is becoming scarcer and scarcer as the region experiences extraordinary population growth, land like this has gotten really expensive really quickly. In Canada, we allow people from other countries, other provinces, or other regions within a province to buy land pretty much anywhere within the country. If they come from a place that has a higher cost of living and buy land in a place that has a lower cost of living, the prices in the lower cost of living place will seem inexpensive to them and enable them to easily outbid local wage earners. It becomes a ripple effect where higher cost of living buyers can displace original residents. Every time this happens, it adds a drop in the bucket of inflating the price of land at a rate greater than local incomes rise. This effectively makes it more and more difficult to afford property in the place in which you earn your wage. And this is happening at the national, provincial, regional, and even neighborhood level. It's basically a game of gentrification hot potato. Ultimately, our home is more expensive to build now than it would have been 15, 10, or even 5 years ago. And land isn't the only reason. Right now, lumber costs in Nova Scotia have doubled due to high demand. But this isn't because the lumber is any different than it was 10 years ago. It's purely an outcome of market forces. Every component of this lovely home is subject to them. Okay, how about now we decide we don't actually like this house anymore, and we want to sell it. The next question is, how much should we sell it for? Since we feel we deserve a bit of credit for our hard work and folks will pay more not to have to go through the hassle themselves, we're going to ask for a starting price of $1.1 million. And that's just the starting price. Maybe someone will drop out of the sky and offer us more than we asked for, just to ensure that they get it.
Undeniably, there's a lot of money to be made off housing. Every time a house is flipped, or when many houses in an area sell for over asking, the market is affected.
If we're going to allow these types of market behaviors to distort the housing market for local wage earners, while at the same time neglect the protection of renters, and we're going to say that it's illegal to be homeless, then it stands to reason that the government intervene in some way to assist the people being jostled around at the bottom of this. Because it won't bring them any solace for us to say, these are just the growing pains of a growing city.
So we see that there's no such thing as a right price for housing. It's constantly shifting at the winds of market forces. But for fun, if we were to say there's a theoretical right price, it would probably be a price that is aligned with local income opportunities. And this is really the crux of the problem in Halifax, that the cost of housing is rising faster than wages. And so far, the message sent by governments at every level is that we're pretty much okay with that. Because higher costs of housing also mean higher returns on investment. And this entrenches housing as a commodity that can grow the wealth of individuals, create jobs, and set up families for retirement. And these are all good things, but what's the downside to them? We have to recognize that there is a hierarchy of priorities here, and currently, wealth creation sitting above affordability. So we find ourselves in quite the crackerjack. Many Canadians are banking on their houses to increase in value as a retirement plan, but this treatment of housing is making it more and more challenging for younger generations to initiate the same process. And I'm not getting any younger. Well, that looks like my break's over. I think you're going to enjoy this next segment, though.
Thank you. Welcome back. It's time now for a game called That's Too Much. Here's Brendan Lamb, our first winner for today.
Hi. Hey, Mom.
So, we're playing again for a beautiful home in downtown Dartmouth. But this time, it's a new build, and you have a chance to win it.
Yes.
3 stories and 3,000 square feet, and I can personally attest that it's a beauty. So the game is That's Too Much. Here's how it works. One by one, I'm going to show you different prices. Not one of them is the actual asking price of that home. But when you see the price that is just over the actual asking price, you say, that's too much. And if you're right, you win. Are you ready?
Yep.
Let's go.
That's too much.
Oh, sorry, Brendan. 1 million was not too much. 1.2 million was too much. Thanks for playing, though. You did a great job.
No, that's too much.
No, that's too much.
No, that's too much.
All right, that's the show. Thanks to our contestants for playing. They did a great job, but they won't be going home today with a new home. See you next time on The Right Price.
This is bull.